Tech interviews aren't lost because you can't code front-end to back-end applications in your sleep. They're lost because you thought skills, experience, and qualifications were enough. Unfortunately, they're not, and that's why brilliant engineers keep walking away empty-handed. Plenty of qualified people fail tech interviews, and the sad fact is that the feedback is always polite fiction, never the real reason for rejecting you. The interviews always end with polite nonsense. You leave none the wiser, only to fail again and again the next time. After 2 decades and hundreds of interviews with candidates in the tech space, I've cracked the code on why you keep failing them. I know the strategies that actually work, so you can quit failing and start landing offers. The harsh truth, tech interviews aren't about tech, skills, or experience. They're theatre. Sure, your skills and experience got you past the recruitment agency and HR. Trouble is, everyone else in the queue for the job most likely has the same experience and qualifications. So what's the secret to beating equally qualified rivals in interviews? It's not magic, it's actually all about alignment. A 4-part alignment strategy some people pull off instinctively without even realizing. Step 1. Align with your interviewers. Remember, they're either future colleagues or future bosses, so don't misalign unless unemployment is your hobby and being poor is your favorite. Interviewers are the best professionals available at a company whose job is to judge you professionally, of course, but that professionality is sometimes compromised by human nature. These human interviewers come with passions and pet projects. Your job: don't misalign with these passions and pet projects unless you enjoy self-sabotage and giving away opportunities. Step 1 in aligning with your interviewers: know your interrogators. When the invite lands, ask the recruitment agency or company directly who will be interviewing you. Once you have the names, it's just a matter of researching these individuals on social media. You are looking for clues regarding this individual's professional interests, motivations, and causes. Relax, you're only checking what they chose to post publicly on social media, nothing more. Skip this professional snooping, and you're just gifting the edge to the next candidate in line. After learning these individuals' interests, motivations, and causes, the trick is simple. Don't trip over them in the interview, which I like to call misaligning with the individual. For example, if they're into AI, don't accidentally rant about the bubble bursting, unless you fancy bursting your chances too. If they love Agile but hate Scrum, maybe don't gush about your Scrum success stories. It's not a flex, it's a misfire. It's misalignment with the interviewer. Spot someone passionate about climate change and green causes. Probably not the time to brag about the butterfly-killing V12 you have parked in the car park. Misalignment isn't always obvious. You have to read between the lines sometimes. Most teams already have a single tech lead and CTO, so telling interviewers you'll take their future jobs in the next 6 months is less ambition and more a kick me off the short list of candidates right now. Don't pretend to love what they love. Just avoid misaligning and accidentally poking their sore spots. If you genuinely share their passion, mention it. It shines through and gives you an edge over the massive queue of other candidates at the door. For example, shared motorsport passion. Mention it. Genuine connection trumps generic interview chit-chat every time. If the interviewers love agile methodologies, if you've done the same, mention it. Shared pain makes instant friends. So alignment with the interviewers isn't about faking it. It's about dodging missteps and making real connections where they exist. The second step: align with company culture. People and companies overshare online. Use this information to your advantage. Company culture is the non-work stuff employees do to prove they're more than just temporary placeholders before AI robots take over. Think of company culture as semi-work activities, basically sanctioned socializing dressed up as team building. Sometimes company culture is just a shared sports obsession, fuel for daily chats, or as we call it in the UK, banter. Yes, it can be as simple as everyone talking about the same sport. Basically, it's teasing each other's teams and their performance, banter that somehow translates into trust and friendship amongst employees, friendly digs at rival teams, the strange alchemy that turns this banter into camaraderie. Therefore, should you share their sport, mention it, and if time allows, indulge in a bit of sanctioned banter, remind them why their team is so poor. This will give the interviewers a positive sense of how well you will fit in with the company's people and give you an edge over other candidates. Company culture isn't just sports banter. It could also be activities the employees do outside of work together, such as football, badminton, online gaming, or board games masquerading as team building. Again, check the company's socials for their hobbies. If you share one, drop it in the interview for bonus points. Company culture can also take the form of a cause, for example, supporting a specific charity or taking part in an annual charity fundraising activity, such as a marathon. Again, the same genuine interest, mention it. Nothing says I fit in like already speaking their language and supporting their charities and causes. So just as you would align yourself with the interviewer's interests by searching for publicly available information on social media, apply the same strategy to align with the company culture. Therefore, share genuine interests, sports, games, causes, because nothing says a good fit like joining their fun. The third step, align your portfolio. Qualifications impress, but a portfolio full of examples stops you from looking like a theory-only candidate. For senior roles, skip the syntax trivia and instead showcase projects that follow the required coding standards or design patterns. For a junior role, mention the coding practice you've done or the groups and conferences you lurk in for extra learning and networking. Got a specific tech skill they want? Flash a project or prototype to demonstrate that tech skill. Again, talk is cheap, actual demos aren't. Remember, interviewers fear hiring the inept. It makes them look inadequate. Calm that fear by showing projects that reassure them. The final step of this 4-part alignment strategy to succeed in your tech interview is to align your compatibility, because if you don't, remember there is a queue of candidates who will do precisely that. Aligning your compatibility means putting your positive attributes up front before any specific requirements, which can be viewed as negatives if mentioned too early. I once interviewed a senior engineer whose side hustle was professional bodybuilding. Yes, that's code and biceps. In his first interview, his requests were to start late, leave early, and reserve a fridge shelf for 2 liters of egg whites to accommodate his progressive bodybuilding schedule. This guy, in terms of qualifications and experience, was on par with the other candidates, but the strange set of requirements from the get-go would turn the situation into a human resources nightmare. The moral of this story is that we all have challenges to balance with work life, but some of these requirements should be negotiated once we firmly have our foot in the door, i.e. once we have the job. Unload odd demands too early and you look misaligned. Interviewers and HR call it culture clash. For you, it's called rejection, and on to the next one. Therefore, align your compatibility with the position as best as you can with respect to the non-skilled and non-experienced requirements. Now I'll leave you with this cheat sheet, which summarizes all the secrets of a successful tech interview. Use this 4-part alignment strategy to gain an advantage over other candidates. This has been Rag Diamond, and thanks for watching this video. I hope the suggested strategies help you get your dream job. Please remember to like and subscribe. Your support will be greatly appreciated.